There was a reason that she was so romantic about the moon. It never asked her questions or begged for answers, nor did she ever have to prove herself to the moon. It was always just there, breathing, shining, and in ways most humans can't understand, listening. Starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Hello everyone, I'm Kiris. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This is your astrology cosmic superpower for the week beginning Sunday, April 6th through Saturday, April 12th, 2025. Let's journey together with astrology and explore how to connect with the stars, the planets, the energies for our new week ahead. The awesome April night sky have Jupiter and Mars brightening the April night sky. Look west about an hour after sunset. The two will remain visible for around 3 hours after sunset. On April 7th and 8th, we've got the moon, Regulus, and what's called the sickle in the night sky. Now, the waxing gibbous moon will glow near the brightest star in the constellation Leo, which is Regulus, the royal heart of the lion. Under dark enough skies, you can spot stars that look like a backward question mark. This is what's called the sickle formation. It looks like a backwards question mark. And Regulus, the royal heart of the lion, is the punctuation dot at the bottom of the backwards question mark. They are visible until a few hours before dawn. For the early evening hours of April 11th, we have the waxing gibbous moon, which glows brightly in the east above Spica, the sweetest star in the heavens, the brightest star in the constellation of Virgo, the maiden. The full moon on April 12th floats close enough to Spica, and they will be visible together. So beautiful and enchanting until dawn. Last night, that trickster moon in Gemini ruled by Mercury, it got me. I went outside to look at the waxing moon, and the planet next to the waxing moon was so bright. For a second I thought, oh, that's Venus and the moon conjunction. And then I had to stop for a second and say, no way, the moon's in Gemini. Venus is retrograde in Pisces right now. I realized that that was Jupiter shining almost as brightly as our Queen of Heaven. Stunning. If you get a chance, you might not want to miss Jupiter shining, illuminating in the night sky. Beautiful beyond belief this month. We start off the week with the 7 original planets first used in astrology, or the OGs as I call them, that you can see without aid of telescope or binoculars, just like the first original astrologers did. They are starting off the week lined up as such. We have the sun exalted in cardinal fire Aries ruled by Mars. The moon is in fixed fire Leo. Mercury is retrograde in Pisces ruled by Jupiter, its fall and detrimental placement. Venus is retrograde exalted in the sign of Pisces. Mars is still in its fall in cardinal water Cancer. Jupiter is in its detriment in Gemini ruled by Mercury. And Saturn is direct in Pisces ruled by Jupiter. Sunday, the sun's day, April 6th, we have the moon in fixed fire Leo making a gorgeous fire trine flow to Neptune now in Aries. Remember how we chatted last week about this Neptune in the sign of Aries is a whole new sense of you, how you define and identify yourself, getting closer to the true, unrepressed, newborn baby Aries, the more authentically you being you. Well, with the moon in Leo, which is ruled by the sun, and the sun exalts the sign of Aries, it's springtime, everything is fresh and new, so exciting. Everything trailblazing and growing and blooming. This cosmic energy is the need that we have with the moon in Leo to express, to create, to shine your light in your own unique, one-of-a-kind, never to be repeated way. Neptune in Aries is bold and confident. It's getting something started, taking action. First of all, fire, the moon and Neptune in fire signs, this is doing something about your dream, not just thinking and meditating about it. This fire trine flow between the moon and Neptune is you taking the action as far as you're going to move forward and express yourself in a unique, whole new way, and you're really excited about it. You're happy about it. Fire is life. It's warm, and it's also so romantic. Moon trine Neptune in fire signs. Part of this reconstruction of how you identify yourself is, what does romance and love mean for you? The moon is what we need. Again, it's what do you personally, individually need as far as your love life, your romance. Some people, romance might not be that big of a deal, but with the moon in heart-centered Leo, this is a real sense of the romantic component to love and passion. Aries is very romantic. Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, just loves and wants to be loved. And what I love about the sign of Aries is that, like the innocent, open-hearted child, no matter how many times Aries may have been disappointed or let down, they love again. Think of the newborn baby. There is no block or wall between an expressive infant and the world. They're just open and considering it all. They're not hiding, they're not ashamed, and they're not walled off yet because they haven't been socialized, conditioned, and brainwashed yet. So as we start off the sun's day on April 6th, this is the energy of saying yes, taking a chance on love. Wherever you have been hurt, let down, damaged in love, heartbroken, we are starting off the week with the moon saying yes, going for it and taking another try, giving it a chance, that you will be open, like Aries, the newborn baby, not shut down and blocked off, to taking a chance on love. And for some people, that is a huge deal after perhaps being shut down and saying no to love for potentially years. It's different for each individual again, but this is taking a chance on love and romance and doing something about it. For instance, you have a friend perhaps that wants to fix you up on a blind date. You'll go for it. You'll say, why not? I'll give it a chance. Whatever the circumstance may be, with fire being very social. Fire is an element that gets its life force and energy by connecting and being social with others. Fire is not an introverted, getting the energy from within kind of element. So even if you say to yourself, I'm going to take a chance on romance and love, which means getting out there and meeting people and trying again. Also on this Sunday, we have the sun exalted in Aries, making a sextile aspect of opportunity to Jupiter in its detriment in the sign of Gemini, ruled by Mercury. The sun exalted in Aries is just going to take action and go for it. The sun sextile Jupiter is not about talking about it, thinking about it, being scattered. Jupiter in its detriment in Gemini, not feeling overwhelmed or over-intellectualizing it or stating its case. The sun sextile Jupiter in its detriment is the sun in Aries, very boldly, very confidently and courageously, just taking the action and taking a chance on love. Aries also rules over the image, the appearance, especially hair and the head. This is what Aries rules over. You may consider, as we're starting off this week, to create a new look, a new image, change something up about the way you look, which changes up the energy. Not just the appearance, it changes and transforms the energy. Also, with the sun sextile Jupiter, you may be planning on pleasantly surprising those around you with a different color scheme of what you may be wearing. There's an energy, there's a psychology, there's a feel to all the different colors. Your makeover cycle may be wearing colors that you're not known for, that you're not used to. In alignment with springtime and the sun exalted, perhaps you'll be considering brighter, lighter colors that make you stand out. The moon in Leo is the sun's vibrant, life-giving life force. It's sunny, it's happy. So the colors you may be incorporating into your wardrobe, into your space, may be lighter, more vibrant, more in alignment, moon in Leo, that make you feel happier and make others feel happier and more vibrant and alive. For Monday, the moon's day, please remember this. Silence is golden, especially today with the cosmic energies. What's happening here is we have Venus exalted in Pisces, making a conjunction to Saturn in Pisces. This is the wake-up call, the reality check in your relationships, all of them, not just the romantic ones. Also with the moon still in Leo, making a fire trine flow now to the sun exalted in Aries. This is when you're lit, you're on fire, you're manifesting the moon and the sun, the masculine and the feminine. They are lined up together, and you know you're on to something great in your life that you are creating. Now, before you give birth to that, on this day, Mercury, communication, is stationing direct. Think of it as Mercury taking a pause, just standing still. At the same time that you know you're onto something big, you've gotten the wake-up call about what relationships in your life, Venus conjunct Saturn, what relationships, romantic or not, which ones will stay, which ones need to go at this time. And with Mercury stationing direct, meaning standing still from our perspective, Mercury in Pisces, its fall in detrimental placement. Please remember, silence is golden. You don't have to announce and say a word about it yet. Just know within yourself and within your cosmic energy that it's gonna happen. You are manifesting this. The powers, the superpowers of the moon and the sun in fire with these signs of the zodiac is that knowing, yep, it's happening, but it is wiser to just keep it close to the vest and not say a word about it quite yet. Tuesday, Mars's day, we've got the moon in Leo making a square to the planet Uranus in fixed Earth Taurus. This is the emotional need to say goodbye to something that you feel like you've been stuck in for a long, long time. Then Venus, exalted in Pisces, makes a sextile aspect to Uranus in Taurus. This is the healing opportunity in what relationships have done to you and also what we have done in relationships. Accountability works both ways, but the water and earth blending of Venus exalted, sextile Uranus in Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, nice inner healing opportunity connected to our relationships. Later on, the moon enters mutable Earth, Virgo, ruled by Mercury. Moon in Virgo is that feeling in your intuition and your stomach that is telling you, prompting you to start the purification, separating process. Virgo being the sign of the zodiac that takes away what is fake, separates at harvest time the wheat from the poison, and that purification process of this is false, it's going at this time, this is healthy, I'm keeping this, I'm going to digest this and let this stay and help my system get healthier psychologically, emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of it. Because Virgo is ruled by Mercury and thoughts are things, what you're saying to yourself is just as important to your health as all of the outside physical things. Ask yourself this question: is it, Virgo, practical to keep beating yourself up and or others in your own mind? This crushing sense of perfectionism that Virgo can get locked in if they're not careful. And that's for all of us, because somewhere in our astrology chart, we have Virgo somewhere. So this will give you more specific information as far as where the purification process is taking place. For instance, let's say you have Virgo in the 11th house of friendship and groups that you hang out with, and now you're knowing that separating process must begin. It is simply not healthy to you and or others to stay connected to groups and people where you're just not resonating, you're not in harmony together. People grow and change, a lot of times in different directions. And yes, there are times to say goodbye. We have to move in a different direction now in our lives. It all depends on where this is taking place in your specific astrology chart. Wednesday, Mercury's day, April 9th, the theme of silence is golden continues on, because we still have the moon in Virgo, ruled by Mercury, making a square aspect to over-the-top chatterbox Jupiter in its detriment in Gemini, ruled by Mercury. This purification process, this separating what to keep, what to let go of, what to say, what not to say. The Jupiter in Gemini can potentially bring real trouble if we are not careful about when to say something and when to not say anything with what's going on in your life in this process of saying goodbye, getting healthy again in whatever form that means for you. Think of it this way. We water something down, we dilute the energy before something is ready if we just talk about it too much. Keep it close to the vest. Thursday, Jupiter's day, April 10th, we still have the moon in Virgo, making an opposition to Venus exalted in Pisces. The opposition is the separation aspect of the moon's need to say goodbye to certain relationships. Remember, the moon is there. She's listening. We are now in waxing gibbous moon phase. We're almost at the exact moment of the full pink moon in Libra, ruled by Venus, which are the relationships. Then the moon in Virgo makes an opposition to Saturn in Pisces. This is the final, yes, it is done. Saturn, the greater malefic, will remove something from your life whose time has come. The beauty of Saturn is, what was the lesson here? How did this make us grow through an experience, a tough lesson learned? That was necessary. The moon in Virgo then makes an opposition to its ruler, Mercury, now direct in Pisces. This is the moment of not only separation, but the awareness, the moment of, what was I thinking? Ever have one of those moments in relationships after it's over, when you reflect back and you're like, what was I thinking? The realization here, as we're almost at the full moon, is that we weren't. That's precisely the problem, and what the lesson was that we needed to learn. Later on Thursday, Jupiter's day, the 10th, we now have the moon entering cardinal air, ruled by Venus, Libra. The moon in Libra is making an opposition aspect, separation again, to Neptune in Aries. The moon in Libra wants balance, needs peace, and with the moon in Libra making this separating opposition to Neptune in Aries, this is the finding or trying to find the balance between the I, Aries, I am, and the opposite, Libra, we are. That healthy balance between self and relating, compromising, balancing, giving, sharing to another person is playing out with this new sense of identity, Neptune in Aries. And what precisely does that mean for you in your relationship? For instance, some people just get totally lost in a relationship. They give up the self and just merge with the other person. Sometimes people have a relationship when they don't really have time to invest and spend time growing in a relationship. They're working all the time, perhaps. This I versus we, Moon in Libra, opposite Neptune in Aries, is being illuminated to guide us to having a more healthy and balanced relationship. We're wired for connection and love and closeness. One or the other, extremely out of balance, just isn't going to work. And we are becoming more aware of this, more illuminated about this, or conscious of it as we approach the exact full moon moment in the sign of Libra. This is a sweeping generalization, but here in Los Angeles, which is a Virgo city, Los Angeles is September 4th, Virgo. Mostly what happens is that personal relationships get set off to the side or out of balance because people here, we're just working all of the time for the most part. There are exceptions. Again, this is just a sweeping generalization. But in Los Angeles, if the effort isn't made, if it isn't made enough of a point to have a personal life along with just the working all of the time, that scale, that Libra scale, can really tip to one side where it is out of balance. Friday, Venus's day, April 11th, we still have the moon in cardinal air Libra, making a lovely air trine flow to Pluto now in Aquarius. The air element is concepts, ideas, it's movement. Air has to be free. It has to float and fly and share different opinions and thoughts about things. So with the moon trine Pluto in the element of air, this is a very light, enchanting, cosmic energy of communicating, thinking about what are the changes, the transformation with Pluto that you will make in the area of what is a great relationship for you. Moon in Libra, the need for relation, but also the need to think about and define for yourself, because it's different for each individual. How do you define a great relationship? And wanting, needing Moon in Libra, your life to transform in some way, whether you are in a relationship or not, but wanting your emotional needs to be fulfilled in the transformation of the relationship you are already in, or the relationship that you plan on getting started and having. Remember, Libra is a cardinal sign of the zodiac. It initiates, leads us into a new time, a new season of our life, like thinking about the possibility of getting married and being in a very serious relationship. Saturday, April 12th, Saturn's day, we have the full moon at 23 degrees Libra. Saturn's day brings in the seriousness, the responsibility of just what it is to take a vow, make a promise to another person, the sacredness of marriage. The full moon in Libra is our smallest full moon out of the year. It's a pink full moon. She may be small, but this full moon is mighty. She is at 23 degrees Libra, which has the influence, the imprint of Spica, a fixed star that is the sweetest star of the heavens. Along with the full moon in Libra, her ruler Venus is stationing direct, exalted in the sign of Pisces. This is yet again, silence is golden, taking a pause and really feeling into the truth. The moon is listening in silence, but really feeling into your emotional needs as far as what does a marriage, a beautiful, loving relationship, how do you want that to be in your life? What is the action you will take to create this in your life? The sun is illuminating the moon, and the moon is accepting the full light of the sun. The moon reflects back to us the true inner image that we really have of ourselves. So do you feel worthy and deserving of love? Do you see and feel yourself to be a loving person? What has marriage or lack thereof, what has that done to you? What were the effects of a great love in your life, a great marriage in your life? What were the effects that had on how you think about yourself, believe about yourself, how you see that true inner self? Do you believe in love? Do you feel worthy of having and giving love? To be married, whether it's on a legal piece of paper or not. The heartbreak and devastation many times when a marriage doesn't work out, and the effect that it has not only on us personally, but marriage, the family, the children, the community. When two people come together and they are truly in love, not just in love with each other, they are standing and containing love vibration, that heals the world around us. When the love is true, when the love is real, and that union takes place, that divine love marriage, that marriage, without the people even thinking about it or perhaps conscious of it, it heals the world around us. That is the power of true love and what is called a true marriage. It is a cosmic divine union. And this full moon in Libra with Spica on Saturn's day is a reminder of the responsibility, the seriousness of that divine marriage, that true love, and how it changes us at the deepest core heart level, and also how it changes the world around us. When two people truly love, and love is the greatest power in this universe, when two people truly love, we feel that somehow. We're happier or healed by that somehow. It's a Venus exalted in Pisces, spiritual, eternal energy of happiness and health and endless possibilities for the world and cosmos around us. If you're old enough to remember when the queen of our hearts, Princess Diana, was going to marry her true love, Prince Charles, the whole planet was elated with joy. It made us believe true love exists, love is real, heart to heart. You can have a loving, beautiful marriage that is real and honest. People were singing, their hearts were singing, they were singing in the streets. A big part, a big component to this Neptune in Aries, which is so romantic and doesn't have a wall between itself, the world, and love. It's just open. We started off this week with the moon in Leo, which rules over the heart, trine Neptune in Aries, with this great need, not only for true love and the belief in love, but also how we are identifying ourselves with the Neptune in Aries as far as your belief or lack thereof of true love, to try again. The elation, the healing of being love, having love, or at the very least believing that it exists, as opposed to what it has done to you perhaps, and what it means when you don't believe in love any longer. The cosmic energy is highlighting for us with this full moon that fire is life. It's a warm, vibrant life force. And not only a life force, it's the happiness and joy, the wanting to be alive, the excitement and joy and appreciation and gratitude for not only love, but life itself, all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly. So this is our full pink moon in Libra, ruled by Venus, exalted in Pisces. She's listening. The moon is there. She's listening in silence. And she may be the smallest full moon of the year, but she is powerful, small but mighty. Go look at the moon and ask yourself, what force is more powerful than the power of love? Thank you, everyone. Have a fabulous week. Happy full moon in Libra. I will see you all in the stars.